The Q101 Morning Crew.
On Q101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101 as we get closer and closer to Riot Fest, 3 hours away. And then all weekend, you'll see us on hand. And we're going to talk about that a little bit. Case has some picks for you that aren't the biggest bands, like the Foo Fighters or Queens of the Stone Age or Death Cab for Cutie or The Cure.
Those are obvious watches. That's why we're not saying like, oh, don't see them. We're saying you should see them.
Yeah, go see the Foo Fighters.
Right.
It's going to be ridiculous.
Could you imagine if he came in here and was like, you got to see Foo Fighters, got to see The Cure? Or I was like, okay.
Did I ruin your preamble here to what you...
That was my whole thing, guys. Under the radar band, Foo Fighters. Check them out.
A band you have to see, and no matter what you do, see the Foo Fighters. We'll get to that in a little bit at 9:30. We're going to take care of that. But, Case, you might as well stay on here for this one because an unbelievable stat, a survey of workers out there in Chicagoland, and 34% of them said this. They would prefer to be able to access their wages as they earn them. Like, today's a payday for a lot of people. Today was our payday, if you guys didn't know.
That's right. I'm going to open my app right now. I forgot.
Yeah, check it out. Make sure you got your money.
Thank God.
But could you imagine, just sit for a minute and think, that every day you had access to the wages you earned for that day? Now, that would be, for me, I think, terrible because you have access to that money every day. Oh, my bank account just went up again today. Let's buy this, you know?
You said 34% of people feel that way?
So a third of Chicagoans think they'd like to have access to their money. Now, I get it. We're in the worst time in the world for inflation and your salary growth is not getting where it is. So having money on hand is better, but it also would be worse for you trying to save anything.
I would like to know if listeners think like me because I actually feel the opposite. I've proposed the idea of January 1st of the new year, I get paid all of my money up front.
Holy crap.
And then I just I pay my rent all at once. I pay 12 months of bills all at once. And then I basically reduce myself to this is the money that I have for the rest of the year. I think that would actually help me save because I'd be able to see money dwindle instead of every 2 weeks having more money in my account because it almost gives me this false sense of security.
Kenzie, how do you feel about this?
No, I like getting my money afterwards. It makes me feel better.
Every 2 weeks, you mean?
Yes, because it's like I've been able to survive. So it's like, oh, here we go, boost it up. It's like I feel like I do, like I stepped on a mushroom or something. And then I get to reset. I would be so paranoid. So if I got my money at the top of the year, like you said, Case,
yeah.
I'm not sure how to ration that. And
That's what I mean.
I would end the year with all the money because I'd be so freaked out. Like, I don't know, do I need $70,000 for 2 months?
That's what I'm saying is I think it would help everybody save money if they weren't getting more, if just throughout the year they had less.
I don't know. Have you met people? I don't think that's going to happen.
What does that mean about me?
I honestly think you could handle it, except for the fact when we went to the Pumpkins pop-up at the Tower Records pop-up.
At Madame Zuzu's yesterday.
That was yesterday. There's pictures and video up there of it. But you were looking through that vinyl and you walked out with, you spent $110, right?
I spent $110, which was one record and one T-shirt. And Brian, I wasn't really walking you through my mental state at the time. I almost spent about $300 on vinyl alone because they had so much stuff there that I didn't have.
It's cool as hell. It's cool. It only goes through Sunday. You should get up there if you can. But that's what I think.
This was not your payday. Maybe don't go.
Yeah, if you're going to pay next week, maybe hold off on the Madame Zuzu's trip.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. If you got a little bit of money every day in your bank account, deposit it in, I think it'd be a dangerous thing. But 34% of Chicagoans, that's what they want. And again, because you're probably broke. I mean, everybody's just trying to struggle out there trying to get everything done. But
isn't that kind of depressing, though, to see 8 hours of hard work every day and, oh, that's all the money I got from it?
That's also what I'm worried about.
Yeah, people check in. This seems like a horrible idea.
I don't know. 312-591-8300. Maybe you're one of the third of Chicagoans that want to get paid that way every day. And also, do you get paid a pretty interesting way? Because I think a lot of construction workers get kind of paid off the books. A little cash here, just boom. Here was today's work, $200.
I think it's a reputable industry, and I don't think anything shady is going on there.
I don't care. I think it's awesome, actually. Give me cash. I don't have to pay taxes.
I had a boss like that.
You had a boss like that?
My first boss didn't. He would pay me if I worked 20 hours in 2 weeks. He'd give me a check for 20 hours. If I worked, say, 30 hours in 2 weeks, he'd give me a check for 20 hours, and then he'd say, take the other 10 hours in cash.
Was that Lids?
No, this was a store like Lids, but not Lids. For those that don't know, I was a former Lids assistant manager.
Assistant manager at Lids.
Assistant to the manager.
The Q101 Morning Crew.
On Q101. Q101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101, in case the producer joins us here for Riot Fest Day. Literally 2.5 hours away. First band start, and it goes all weekend till 10 o'clock on Sunday night. So the big bands, you got Foo Fighters and Turnstile tonight. I will not be going swimming. I will be seeing Turnstile with Case, as Kenzie, my wife, and her friends from Philly go see Tegan and Sarah.
You better not sneak over to that Tegan and Sarah stage.
I'm not going to do it. I swear I won't. My wife doesn't want me there. She will not enjoy it if I'm there.
Or at home.
Yeah, either one. So that's today. Tomorrow, Death Cab for Cutie and Postal Service and Queens of Stone Age are the big name headliners there. And then Sunday, the Mars Volta and The Cure. What a lineup. This is sick. And all our friends at Riot Fest, remember, we are the official partner with Riot Fest. Q101, we will be there in a huge tent area. We have our merch being sold. As Kenzie pointed out earlier, she got the inside note that it's exclusive on-site merch only. You can't get it on aisle 101. You can only get it at Riot Fest.
Yes, you got to buy it there, and you don't have to go to our tent to buy it. It's going to be at the actual merch tents, which is fire.
Now, we will be at our tent, Brian and Kenzie in Case, at 4:30. We're going to watch the Interrupters at 4, so we want to meet up and have, crew members hang out. Let's do that, because their Interrupters are super fun. Get a little ska skank dance going there. And then we'll go over to the tent and hang out. And it'll be a good time. And because we're afraid at this point to try to meet up for Turnstile or Foo Fighters is going to be an
We're
abomination.
going to be there so you can run into us, but saying, oh, come watch the show with us would just be tricky.
Yeah, grabbing pregnant Kenzie to say, we're getting in this pit. Let's go.
I'm not going in the pit.
Oh, come on.
I have done a pit once in my life, and it hurt.
Who was it for?
I really want to know this.
No, it's not good.
It's not good.
I'm going to get yelled at.
No, you're not. You're in a safe space
You're
here.
in a cocoon.
Come on.
This is not a safe space. I've worked here for quite a couple months now. Not very safe. I was in the pit for Meek Mill at Lollapalooza. And
No.
I almost died.
Oh, you picked. What is it? Nightmares? Something in Nightmares. The Meek Mill song.
You're the hip hop guy, not me.
I know. Damn it. That's the song. Crap. Dreams
and Nightmares.
It's not. Is that what it is? Dreams and Nightmares.
Yeah, where
Because the
the
song
beat
starts
drops.
off nice, and when it drops, I could see you
It's
being in
an
the middle of that.
anthem.
Da-na-na-na.
It is an anthem. Seriously though, people were so mean.
Well,
And
it's a pit.
I don't get it. I was not trying to be in a pit. I did not understand. This is my first
It's kind of like a
experience
riptide. You just got caught in it.
No, I just was there early because I wanted to see the show.
Yeah,
So
you
I got closer, and I thought I had a great spot. I'm like, I can see everything. And then everyone's like, shove. The whole thing was moving. I'm like, stop. I brought my sunglasses.
I just came here to see the band.
I'm like, I can't see anything.
So that's why we're not meeting at Turnstile. But we will be there. If you see us, let's say hi. And Case will definitely go right up in the pit.
Yeah.
You go in there?
Oh, yeah.
I go in there.
Why do you guys push when you go in there?
I'm going to an after show at Empty Bottle tonight. I plan on stage diving and jumping on people, and I'm a heavy guy.
But
It's a bonding experience, Kenzie.
It's really supposed to be all love. Now, Meek Mill might be different, but
I felt hatred. I felt no love. I'm not doing
I can't
it.
take my selfie. My arm's getting moved around.
I went and stood on the little hill, and all of us were like, never mind.
Well, listen.
And I got there first. It wasn't fair.
This is why we're meeting at the tent, the Q101 tent at 4:30. And then we'll see you around at Foo Fighters and Turnstile and all the bands all weekend. But Case will be doing exclusive interviews to be put up at Q101.com and all of our socials all weekend long. As I said, if you can't make it, couldn't get tickets, we've got you covered. We got your experience through us, through all of our social and Q101.com. But you're going to give us bands to look out for if you're going down there that you might just miss, because with 100 bands, it's hard. You're going to miss bands. That's the way it is.
Yeah, real quick, just to give some more info on what Brian said. So I'm starting a new series for the radio station this weekend called A Case 4, where I'm talking to a lot of up-and-coming bands and some bands that, are big but just might not always be doing interviews. I'm doing a lot of interviews at Riot Fest this weekend that will be posted some throughout the weekend, but as the weeks go on, you'll see them on the Q101 YouTube channel, which is just Q101. You'll see them on our social media, and if you subscribe to our podcast, the Q101 Morning Crew podcast, those interviews are also going to be on that feed. I'm talking to a bunch of artists at Riot Fest this weekend. I'm really, really excited about it, and those are some of the artists that I want to highlight here. Tonight, if you're going to Riot Fest on the Roots stage, which is one of the main stages that's right next to where the Foo Fighters will be playing, that's the stage Turnstile will be playing tonight, 4:45 to 5:45, the band Quicksand is playing. They're celebrating the 30th anniversary of their record Slip, which is just fantastic. If you like a band like Helmet, or even I'd say like a Filter or a Rollins band, Quicksand was in that same vein, and their singer, Walter Streifels, I'm interviewing him. He's playing 3 sets this weekend.
Jeez.
He's playing on Friday with the band Quicksand. He's playing on Saturday with the band Rival Schools. And he's playing with the band Gorilla Biscuits on Sunday. So he's very busy this weekend. And I would really recommend checking out that band tonight.
See, I would go see Helmets. That sounds safer.
You think Helmet is safer?
Yeah, I would.
Oh, I got to take Kenzie to a Helmet
that
show.
would be better, right?
Kenzie, that's a
Everyone dress up.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, I can't wait till Helmet comes around and me and Kenzie are going to go.
I can't argue that logic, though.
Like,
Also,
if I have to pick a pit.
great analogies with the bands, by the way, with Quicksand. And that's a worker, Kenzie, right there. He's played in 3 bands all weekend.
Yeah.
I know.
That's a guy trying to earn that paycheck.
No one wants to work these days but him. Saturday.
Yeah.
This is the band. If you take my advice for anything in life ever, please
geez.
take this advice.
Holy crap.
I don't understand why that's a bad thing. I'm trying to do a favor for our listeners and expose them to a band that I really like. Why are you complaining?
I'm not complaining. I'm curious of any of your advice. This is the one you're laying it out on.
I don't have anything else good to say. This is kind of the one thing I'm good at.
All right, go ahead.
All right, 3:15 to 4:15. This is going to be at the Rebel Stage. This is Saturday. There's a band from the UK coming over called High Vis. Now, I go to a lot of shows. Kind of my thing. I like live music. I like concerts. Fall Out Boy was great this year. I just saw Modest Mouse at the Salt Shed. They were phenomenal. The best show I've seen this year, without a doubt, number 1 with a bullet, was High Vis when they played their first show in Chicago in April. They played at the Cobra Lounge. The best thing I've seen.
Wow.
That's
a big statement.
This band is like a heavier Oasis. If you were into any sort of the Britpop bands, Suede, Blur, Oasis, that sort of thing, this is them with their amps cranked up even more. A little more aggression, a little more rage, and they also fit a lot of the things that our crew members and everybody listening to this show support. They're very in tune with their mental health. They have a song called Trauma Bonds, which is what I would recommend listening to, that is all about, unfortunately, the people that we've lost over the years, and it's about overcoming some of those struggles. So go see the band High Vis on Saturday. I don't think you'll regret it.
Kenzie, did he sell you?
Oh, yeah. No, I accidentally. But I've been calling it. I keep calling it high res.
Not high res, high vis.
I keep doing that.
Yeah.
Like high visibility.
High resolution, baby.
All right.
High vis on Saturday, and then Sunday, same stage, Rebel Stage, the band Fleshwater.
Okay.
Very grungy
Whoa.
band. Boy, if you are into that.
Fleshwater named after Cecil Hotel.
I don't know what that reference is.
Oh, well, decomposing body in the water tank, and people were drinking out of it. It was actually a pretty clever reference if you knew what I was talking about.
I will take your word for it.
It made a lot of sense if you were up to speed.
3:05 to 3:45 on Sunday. If you're into the Seattle sound, boy, does this band do that. An updated version on it. A little bit part Hole, maybe part Soundgarden in there.
Like it.
Just a very good band that I know Lauren and I are both very excited to check out. So on Q101 social media and on Q101.com right now, there's obviously a ton of stuff to do at Riot Fest. You can get married, you can play carnival games, you can eat food. But if you wanted to spend 11 hours watching music, I have a band recommendation for every single slot, all 3 days. Go check that out. And if you have any questions, please ask.
Somebody has a question for you.
Yo, what's up?
Bailey asked about your opinion on the band Free Throw.
They're lit. Free Throw super cool.
Excuse me?
They're lit.
Oh, they're lit.
Yeah.
Is it 2011?
No, that's a fine thing to say.
Lit? Okay.
I live by the motto, if it's lit, it's worth it.
Okay.
And Free Throw is lit. Go check them out. They're the first band playing on Sunday. They're an emo band. So if you're into the Fall Out Boys, the My Chemical Romances, the All-American Rejects,
Ooh,
Free
good.
Throw is sort of the next, one of the up-and-comers in that scene.
I think they would be really excited to be listed with those 3 people.
Yes. Well, there you go. Go to Q101.com for Case's information blog and hit him up. DM him for questions. And we'll all see you at Riot Fest coming up here in just about 2.5 hours. It's Brian and Kenzie and Case, the producer, on Q101.
The Q101 Morning Crew.
On Q101.
The Q101 Morning Crew.
On Q101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101 and Case, the producer, in the house as well. As we're all going to head over to Riot Fest. Let's go.
Well, it'll take us this long to find parking, so we're going to scoot.
Kenzie will be first one over there with that ribbon, with that kind of courtesy check, welcoming you in at the gate. You know those big like game show
I'm gonna
checks?
do that thing where you drive around when every time someone's near their car, I'm like, are you leaving? Are you leaving? Are you going? Are you coming? Are you just showing up? Are you leaving? You pulling out?
I do that. It's fine. People are on their phone. They're sitting there. You leaving?
You guys are heading out? You waiting for somebody? Those hazards? What do you got going on?
As we should say, public transportation is the best way to get to Riot Fest over to Douglas Park. They run extra buses. They have a train stop right there. The pink line goes over there. I get it. It's still tough, but that's the best way to go.
But once you're there, it's the best weekend of the year.
It is. I'll also say you can negotiate for people calling out Uber numbers to you. Like I talked the guy down to $42 from $60. It's one of my greatest accomplishments in 2019 Riot Fest.
I almost got a few girls that work here killed last year. We were leaving Saturday, which was the Misfits, and after I heard Danzig rambling between songs a few times, I said, I've had enough of this. And we got into an unmarked Uber. Like, it wasn't an authentic Uber.
No.
And I was unaware of this at the time, but I was with two people that work here that were in the backseat while I was in the front, and they were texting about how I was going to get them killed and how they would never see their families again. And then everything worked out fine. We got to our location.
And you got a cheap ride.
Damn straight.
Sometimes you have to do that.
He's not going to kidnap 3 people.
God, that's so much work.
Everybody knows three's a crowd. You know what I mean? That's a lot.
All right, takeaways for the week here with Brian and Kenzie on Q101. Kevin checked in. Brian, Winnie the Pooh's while Case only wears socks to bed.
That's true.
It's amazing we have a week of shows, and that's his memory. Kevin?
Unfortunately, it's burned into all of our brains.
It's sort of a visual thing.
Kenzie, what do you got?
I love this text that said, takeaway, I'm only buying a Gobert season pass if they're going to go to the playoffs.
Talked about Goverts, and they have a season pass. It's not a team.
Oh, God, that is so funny.
Terry the math guy says, musicals are for real men.
They are.
They are. Go to a musical. Go to Hamilton like Kenzie did last night. And finally, another one for Case. Patrick checks in. Takeaway of the week. Case wants his Liddy to dress like Grimace.
Oh, she looking good in that purple suit.
You want to pet her?
Yeah.
So you miss a moment. You miss a lot. The podcast at Q101.com. It's there for you. The entire shows are all there. Subscribe, like, and review. Also, tomorrow morning, 8 to 10, we'll be on again there. The throwbacks from Brian and Kenzie. And, of course, we're going to see you all weekend at Riot Fest. Let's go.
The Q101 Morning Crew.
On Q101.